Welcome to Las Vegas, the glittering jewel of the desert and the world's gaming capital. Here, amid the neon lights, two giants reign supreme: MGM Resorts International and Caesars Entertainment, controlling the pulse of the Las Vegas Strip. But behind the scenes of these billion-dollar businesses, a digital drama unfolds. In this video, we're diving into an extraordinary cyber heist story where hackers took on Vegas's biggest casinos. It's a tale of vulnerability, cunning, and the unseen digital battles in today's high-tech world. So, fasten your seatbelts as we explore how Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps, was brought to a standstill by a group of ingenious hackers. The Neon Fortress breached. The Las Vegas Strip, a stretch synonymous with high stakes and bright lights, is largely under the control of two casino titans, MGM Resorts International and Caesars Entertainment. These giants, generating a whopping $24 billion annually, operate 17 of the 31 casinos on the Strip. MGM, a giant with a valuation of around $33 billion before the crisis hit, found itself on the brink of a digital abyss. After all, casinos are known for their robust cybersecurity, yet they are not immune to cyber threats. In 2019, MGM Resorts International suffered a significant breach when one of its cloud service providers was compromised, leading to the theft of over 10 million customer records. Following this incident, MGM enhanced its cybersecurity measures. But just as MGM thought they had fortified their digital empire, an unexpected phone call was about to change everything. What seemed like a regular day was about to descend into digital chaos. The cyber siege begins. On a seemingly ordinary Sunday, everything changed. The unfortunate call came on September 10, 2023, to the customer support of MGM Resorts International, a major casino group in Las Vegas, signaling the start of a complex cyber attack. The caller, pretending to be an employee needing a password reset, took advantage of the weak security checks to easily gain control of critical accounts, all without alerting anyone. This group of hackers was ready to unleash chaos in Las Vegas. They initiated a series of digital disruptions in the MGM system. Suddenly, websites crashed, video poker and slot machines froze, and ATMs and customer service kiosks went offline. The malfunction was so severe that hotel guests had to be checked in manually using the old-fashioned method of clipboard and pen, as the computer systems were useless now. The breach, initially undetected, allowed the attackers to gain full control of MGM's Okta servers, the technological backbone of the casino's network and employee portal. Unmasking the hackers. As chaos unfolded across MGM's properties, the question arose: who were these hackers? What we found next will surprise you. The intruders, an infamous ransomware group known as Scattered Spider, part of a larger cyber gang Black Cat, or LV, were no strangers to such cyber heists. They had previously executed attacks on platforms like Reddit and targeted entities like the Japanese watchmaker Seiko. Further investigations soon revealed other shocking details. It was revealed that these hackers were young, probably in their late teens and early 20s, and they seemed to be based in Europe and maybe even the US. They were pretty good with English, which makes their phone scams or vishing really convincing. Here's how they pulled off part of their plan. They found an MGM employee's info on LinkedIn and pretended to be them in a call to MGM's IT help desk. That's how they got the credentials they needed to break in and mess up the systems. Bloomberg also reported something similar, mentioning an executive from the cybersecurity company Okta. They said it was a social engineering attack on the help desk. However, someone claiming to be from Scattered Spider talked with the Financial Times. They said they snatched and locked up MGM's data, asking for crypto to let it go. Their original plan was to hack the casino's slot machines, but they couldn't pull it off. But Alfvi, also known as Black Cat, was seen denying bits of these stories, especially about trying to hack slot machines. They're also calling out some of the reporting as inaccurate and saying they haven't really talked to anyone officially about the hack, and they probably won't in the future. What they did confirm is that they took data from MGM, who hasn't talked to the hackers or paid any ransom. What made Scattered Spider unique was their ransomware, written in a special language called Rose. Their approach wasn't just about quick action, but about waiting for the best time to strike while quietly gathering as much data and login information as possible. A tale of two responses: MGM versus Caesars. With MGM standing firm against the ransomware and Caesars taking a gamble of their own, the stakes couldn't be higher. But how did these contrasting strategies play out? Up next, we reveal the unexpected outcomes of these high-stakes decisions. Armed with this knowledge about the hackers, MGM had to act swiftly. Their initial response was to disconnect some of their computer systems, hoping to prevent further data theft. However, this measure seemed more symbolic than effective. The hackers remained determined, and MGM's efforts to expel them from their network failed. The hackers then demanded a ransom of $30 million to restore the system. Considering the financial loss from inoperative gaming machines, paying the ransom might have seemed like a lesser evil. Nevertheless, MGM chose not to give in to the demands. The consequence was a grueling week of system reconstruction from scratch, a costly decision for MGM. Even after this ordeal, the company continued to work tirelessly to bring all its casinos back to full operation. More than 80% of MGM's staff were mobilized to the casino floors, working tirelessly to ensure a smooth experience for guests amidst the chaos. About 10 days after the cyber attack, on September 20th, MGM came out with some good news. They said their hotels and casinos were pretty much back to normal, but they did warn there might still be a few hiccups here and there. Also, their MGM Rewards program wasn't up and running just yet. Several weeks after getting things back on track, MGM had to share some not-so-great news on October 5. They found out that the hackers got their hands on the personal details of their guests. This wasn't just basic info like names and contacts, but also more sensitive stuff like gender, birth dates, and even driver's licenses, passports, and social security numbers. This breach affected those who were customers before March 2019. Now, MGM didn't say exactly how many people were hit by this, but they started offering free credit monitoring to those affected. While MGM grappled with their digital nightmare, a similar fate was unfolding at Caesars Palace, their biggest competitor on the Strip. Caesars Palace was hit by the same hacking group just days before MGM's systems were compromised. They fooled an IT support contractor from Caesars Entertainment too. How, you might wonder? By getting access to the customer loyalty program database. This way, they managed to steal social security and driver's license numbers of thousands of customers. They didn't just randomly hit the system, they had a strategy after getting the required information. The hackers used a trick called spear phishing. This is like phishing but more targeted. The hackers sent emails that seemed legitimate, maybe from someone you trust, like a vendor or a big boss. People click on these links or attachments and boom, malware was installed on their computers. The hackers also used ransomware. It encrypts your data and won't give you the key unless you pay up. They also messed with the digital keys for hotel rooms, payment systems, and even the systems for booking reservations. Have you ever mistyped a website name? That's what they banked on. They created fake domains that looked really close to the real casino sites. This trick was used to send phishing emails and set up fake websites that looked like the real deal. Also faced with a ransom demand of $30 million, Caesars Palace chose a different path than MGM. They agreed to pay half the ransom to ensure the deletion of stolen customer data, which included sensitive information like driver's license numbers and social security numbers. After the ransom payment, Caesars Palace quickly resumed operations, but questions lingered about the fate of the stolen data and whether it would resurface in the future. Aftermath and lessons learned. In the aftermath, both the attackers and the affected casinos released statements. Casinos tried to reassure the public, stating they were doing everything possible to protect their customers. On the other hand, the attackers criticized MGM, labeling them as a soulless corporation, indifferent to customer privacy. They indicated that MGM didn't value the stolen data enough to negotiate, suggesting its eventual release to the public. As of now, The situation seems to have stabilized with systems back up and running. However, the incident has left a mark on Las Vegas's gambling landscape, highlighting vulnerabilities in cybersecurity and the ethical dilemmas faced by corporations in handling cyber threats. Their actions not only compromised MGM Resorts International, but also disrupted credit card transactions across various properties. The FBI launched an investigation into this cybersecurity fiasco. The group, in a bold communication with Reuters via Telegram, claimed to have stolen 6 terabytes of data from MGM Resorts International and Caesars Entertainment. What we learn next could redefine how we think about cybersecurity. Here's a breakdown of essential cybersecurity practices that businesses can implement to fortify their defenses. Your employees can either be your first line of defense or your biggest weakness. Training them is crucial. They need to know how to spot and handle phishing emails, avoid dodgy downloads, and use the internet safely. Also, implementing strong password policies and multi-factor authentication is the key to avoiding breach of security. Remember to secure your internet connection. Encrypting your data and using a firewall are the basics here. For Wi-Fi networks, keep them hidden and password protected, and consider a VPN for remote access. Cybercriminals often create domains that mimic yours to trick people. Protect your business by registering similar domain names and setting up alerts for any changes. Also, implement email verification protocols, especially for financial transactions or sensitive information exchanges. Other than that, we have a solid IRP in place. This plan should detail roles and responsibilities, steps to follow during a cybersecurity incident, and how to communicate with everyone involved. It's your playbook for when things go south. As Las Vegas returned to its usual glittering state, the lessons from this digital upheaval resonated far beyond the neon lights of the Strip. This attack was a wake-up call. It showed how vulnerable the casino industry is. These places are like gold mines for cybercriminals because of all the customer data they have. And let's not forget a high employee turnover, which can lead to gaps in cybersecurity training and awareness. This incident not only disrupted the operations of major casino powerhouses, but also exposed the critical vulnerabilities within the industry. The story of Las Vegas being taken over by hackers is more than just a cautionary tale. It's a call to action for stronger, smarter, and more proactive cybersecurity defenses.